I hear people say this to me all the time. Don, I really want to have an online business, but I hate selling. Well, guess what? You can still have an online business, even if you hate selling. Cool, isn't it? So there are two factors about hating selling that I think are very important to understand. And you need to understand both of these factors to be able to do this right. So I have found that one of the main reasons why many people who hate selling feel that way is that they don't like rejection. Maybe they've felt rejection or whatever. They don't want to feel that feeling of being rejected. And the key to this is to recognize that when somebody says no to the thing you're selling, they're rejecting your offer, not you. You're still there and amazing and everything. And I'll tell you, I've had to learn this myself a few times in this process because every rejection feels like it's a personal rejection of you, but that's not necessarily what they're saying. 99% of the time, they're saying, no, I don't want to buy that. They still like you, unless you've got this problem that I'm going to talk about in the second part of hating selling. As long as you're not a sleazy salesperson, they're still willing to hang around with you and be with you. It's just they didn't want to buy that thing. So the number two reason why many people hate selling is that they don't like sleazy selling. They don't like that feeling that they've gotten from used car salespeople and people who call up and offer them extended warranty on their car, or all these things that happen out there that just feel slimy and ucky, and it's like, I don't want to be involved in that. And that right there is a bigger issue for most people and a little harder to get over than the one that I brought up just a moment ago of not liking rejection, because you can get over the not liking rejection thing, but the sleazy thing, it's a little harder to get there for a lot of people. So there's a very simple solution to this. If you don't feel like you want to get involved in sleazy selling, very simply, don't be sleazy. I know it's obvious, but you'd simply choose to sell without being sleazy. And it's really easy to do. So basically, here's the way it works. If you want to sell without being sleazy, you simply show them your offer. Here's my offer. Here's what it consists of. Here's what it costs. Here's the bonuses, everything else like that. And then next, here's why I think you should buy it. It's good. Here's why I think it's good. The third thing is, here's how your life could be better if you buy it. So you want to give them all the information in this process. And notice, so far there's no manipulation involved in here. Here's my offer. Here's why logically I think you should buy it. And here's how your life could be better if you buy it. And then here's the part where a lot of people get sleazy. What they start doing is they start playing mind games with the people who are listening to them. You don't do that. After you told them, here's my offer, here's why I think you should buy it, here's how I think your life will be better if you do buy it, then you simply say these three words. Up to you. It's up to you to decide whether this is right for you or not. It's up to you to decide whether this is the right time for you or not. It's up to you to decide if you're willing to take the risk on this or not. It's up to you as to whether or not you're willing to pay this money instead of pay this money for something else or not. It's up to you. And here's the other key. Whether you say this in these words or you simply imply it by the way you act, you need to communicate to them that we will still be friends if you say no. This right here is one of the keys. So this right here is the reason why I instantly, the minute someone starts talking MLM, multi-level marketing with me, I just shut it down. Why? Because so much of multi-level marketing is based on calling your friends and get them in there. And the challenge is there are so many people who get involved in multi-level marketing who are unwilling to be friends with you if you're not in their part of their downline. And I simply won't even start those conversations with people. I'm not interested in losing the few friends I've got because I don't want to be part of their MLM organization. And then as you've done that process, so far you've made your offer, told them why you think they should buy it, told them how you think their offer, how their life will be different if they do. And then you simply say, hey, it's up to you whether you buy it or not. Then you've got this conversation that tends to happen afterwards. And there's several keys that happen in that conversation. The first one is this: listen. So the other day, there was a guy who rang my front door and wanted to sell me something. And he asked me a question and I responded, and he dropped right back into a script. He did not hear a word that I said. And so then a few seconds later, I said something else. And he said, yeah, and then went right back into his script. Didn't even acknowledge the point that I had made. And after 3 of those moments, it's like, hey, I'm done here. I'm going to shut the door. You can either move your face so that it's not there when I shut it, or it's up to you, because I'm saying no. I may have been interested in your offer, but because you refuse to listen to me, you clearly have your interests, not my interests, at heart. So, key, you must listen to people as they talk to you. And then respect the things that they say. Some people will tell you why they shouldn't buy. And you know what? We're trained to, quote, overcome objections. But some of those objections are real live objections that you should be overcoming. If they don't understand the program, if they don't understand how it all works, if they don't, those things, if they don't have enough information, that's one thing. But if you're simply trying to manipulate them in your answers, so your process of overcoming objections is to browbeat them or manipulate them or twist them or get them so emotional about the process that they end up buying, then you just pass the line into sleazy. And so I don't believe in those kinds of techniques. And so the next key here is to honestly answer their questions. And sometimes that means telling them things that may not look ideal for your particular product. If they say, how much, in addition to the amount I'm going to have to pay you, how much am I also going to have to lay out to be able to do this program? Well, if they need to run advertising, you're going to want to tell them that, so that it's not a surprise later on and they start rejecting and they start canceling or refunding or whatever later on. You should be honest in your answers. If they ask you, how many hours a week will it take me to do this? You should honestly answer that question. Put all the information out there in a real honest way with no pressure. You're simply giving them the information to allow them to make the decision. The key here is this. This process, if you want to sell without being sleazy, the key is to recognize that you're serving them, not selling them. If you serve them, the right people will want to buy. If you're selling them, you might get a few more sales, but you're going to get significantly higher refund requests later on. Ultimately, it comes down to this. You are providing them information and a resource to go further with you if they wish additional information. When you do that, you will successfully sell without manipulation and without being sleazy. So what's your feelings about this? Have you had success doing this? Is this the kind of selling that you want done to you? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.